先輩去到即个日本吼，去留学半冬，伫遐即个有摕一寡奖学金、一寡补助，上尾今日吼拄好叫伊拜托伊换工吼来替咱小孩讲，伊是安怎申请去，讲伊去遐即个过程吼，搁用奖学金，搁另外即个生活状况，伊的即个研究啦，一寡吼简单的生活即个分享吼，所以咱即马真迄个来甲欢迎一下吼，伊今日做义工来分享伊去日本留学的即个经验嘛吼，来甲拍拍一个鼓掌。
皆さんこんにちは。私は成功大学の台湾文学の大学院の学生です。GOです。今年4月から9月にかけて鹿児島大学に半年の交換留学生でした。過去6ヶ月間、私は多くの支援を受け、多くの異なることを経験しました。次に過去6ヶ月間の鹿児島の生活を英語で紹介します。Tutor was the first person I encountered when I arrived in Japan. When I first came to Japan, I only learned hiragana and katakana. As my tutor came to pick me up, she took me to the city hall and helped me a lot, including took me to the post office to open an account. She made me feel very relaxed when I first arrived in Japan, where everything was hard because of cultural and language difference. Kagoshima University is very large. There are only 4 places I usually go to at Kagoshima University. You can see here. Study lunch, Kyuzu Center, Shokudon, and Hopen Gakubu. Study lunch can read there as the main subject, and every day at noon there is a language exchange between different languages and Japanese. Kyuzu Center is where I took my Japanese class, and Hobu Gakubo is for the purpose of my paper guidance class. Shokudon is the place I have lunch every day. Overall, the classroom in Kagoshima University are very new, comfortable, and equipment is very good, which makes the campus become a good environment for studying. Next part, I will talk about my Japanese class. When I arrived in Kagoshima, Kagoshima University held a Japanese test for foreigner students. I am level 2. The Japanese class in Kagoshima is very systematic, and I have made a lot of progress in half year. From April, I only learned hiragana and katakana, and until August, I had the ability to talk to restaurant servers and other Japanese. The Japanese class here are divided into 7 levels. For me, I am the level 2. And for my level, there are at least 1 or 2 classes per day. One lesson is 90 minutes, divided into grammar, conversation, computer, kanji, and different cultural exchange. The way teachers teach is very vivid and interesting. They also use different media to teach. On the last day of the course, we all have to give a speech to introduce our country. Many Japanese students were invited to come and listen our report. It took us about 1.5 months to make a post, prepare a lecture, and modify the script. It was really stressful to do this in Japanese, but it was really interesting. The post is this one. Speaking of my research, my director at Kagoshima University is Udo Sensei. Before I arrived in Japan, I had an outline based on my research in Taiwan to Udo Sensei. Because the project is related to yokai, Udo Sensei provides a lot of articles and course content about Japanese monster. Because my Japanese is not good enough, it usually took many hours to prepare for the class, but the feedback from the course is rich. The articles they teach program really open up my research viewpoint. I have brought these articles and class notes back to Taiwan. I believe that if I became more advanced in Japanese, I can understand the articles more. The help will become even bigger. At summer vacation, the teachers especially open a workshop for the exchange graduate students in Taiwan. Yu Sensei helped us with 3 days class. The courses are mainly folklore and field investigation. Thanks Udo Sensei, Kaneshiro Sensei, and Yu Sensei for planning the course for us. In the workshop, many local folk culture in Kagoshima are also introduced. We also went to Lake Minkan, attracted by the local cultural activity in Kagoshima display there. This also made me realize that Kagoshima has such a profound cultural heritage. In the course, the teachers also recommend that there was a must-relate exhibition, Kokuritsu Kireshi Minzoku Hokubuzukan. So when I went to Tokyo at the end of August, I went to the exhibition and got a lot of useful information. At the time I stayed in Kagoshima University, I lived in Kaigan, which were a dormitory prepared for foreigner students. There is a reading room and a lounge in Kaigan. In the midterm test and the final test, we were studying together in the reading room. Lunch held cooking party every month. Students from different countries will bring their own dish to the party. We share food together and can try dishes from different countries. We also held birthday parties for our friends. I met a lot of different friends in Japan, almost from all over the world. Many friends we still keep in touch now. They changed me a lot. We often exchange opinions from parties to life story habits, culture shock theories, and addition systems. It can be said that we nearly discuss everything. This process is very important for my exchange student study life. Before going abroad, I knew that the world was big and there were many different people. But if I actually meet them, I start to realize how big the difference was between people. But even though we see this difference, we can still embrace each other and understand them. Of course, there will be arguments because of opinion conflict, but these arguments are still important for me. I'm really grateful to meet this friend, and I have made a big change in the views of many things. There are many festivals in Kagoshima, such as Rokugatsudo, held in lunar June. I went to Terukuni Jinja, where there are many lights, many of which are painted by locals. It is a Kagoshima local traditional festival. In addition, there is a festival in Kagoshima called Ogi-Onsa, in which there will be ceremony held the children on the sacred chair and bless the children to grow up peacefully. This activity is attended by almost all Kagoshima people. In the summer, it is indispensable to be a fireworks display in Japan. From the mid-July, there will be fireworks display in Kagoshima almost every weekend. The fireworks show in Japan really amazing. In Kagoshima, Shiden is also a very special thing. No matter which station you go, it is always 170 yen. During the exchange time at Kagoshima University, International Student Office will send a lot of mail to the students' mailbox, introduce various activities such as local welcome meeting for foreigners, go to high school to talk with high school students and fun experience, or go to NBC to join cooking activity. Kagoshima improvement institution and housing. Most of the activity are free, and participation in this activity will give you a deep understanding of Kagoshima, which is a very good way. 6 months doesn't seem like a long time, but it really gives me a very brilliant and different life experience. I am very grateful to everyone who helped me in this process. Thanks Kagoshima University and Muto Sensei for giving me this opportunity to go to Japan and experience this wonderful thing.